Angeles,
Recording in
California.
progress.
We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Hello there, friends! And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who had his pants and underwear repossessed and is currently rage-jacking his boner at all of us. That's Chef Clark.
What's up, Puminati?
And broadcasting to us from the beyond, the deceased bearded booger eater known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, rap, rap.
All right, we are back. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after taking a week off.
We're back from Jersey, baby.
And now
Did you miss Southern California?
I did, but it was also nice being back. I was going to say it was nice getting away from the heat, but it appears everything was under a giant magnifying glass, just getting fucking roasted. Hot as nutsack there. Hot as nutsack here.
The heat had to be worse there, though, right? Because you got the humidity mixed in.
Yeah. It's just fucking nasty all over. I was texting with my grandma because she's in Florida, and it's like 110 round the clock. Like, doesn't even cool down at night.
Yeah, I think I saw that Arizona hit like 115. And it was like the highest mark this early in the summer ever. I don't know if
just don't
that's accurate,
understand
but
how,
I know it's been hot as fuck there.
like, the old people hotspots tend to get as warm as Satan's bungus. And they're just kind of chill with it. Like Palm Springs, mad old people.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 degrees.
I just don't think they can really do cold. I think that's the issue with them.
Yeah. Yeah, because then they always said like the heat's good on their joints, like old joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's going to take them as long as a car needs to take to fucking heat up in the wintertime.
Yeah, you were actually making fun of me in the Easter egg for the absurd amount of pills that I take. And Carl was sort of roasting me about that over the weekend. And I was just remembering back when I was a kid when, nothing hurt, could run around all day, never run out of energy, looking at old people. Oh, I got to take my pills. Oh, I have to take vitamins for this. Oh, I have to put a brace on because this hurts. And I was like, fuck, man. I like to be in that mindset of I will never die. I'm going to live forever. That'll never happen to me. I'm just going to be a fucking kid till I die at 150. But I was like, nah, I know better. One day that is going to happen to me.
Well,
Then it would pop into my head. I'd be like, you know what? It's kind of nice. I'm appreciating the moment that I don't have to take a whole fistful of vitamins in the morning and wear a brace. And now I'm doing all that. I got to wear a brace. I have to ice my fucking stupid Achilles tendon. Take my weight in pills every day. Go ahead, Shuddy.
I think the Achilles tendon is strictly you being a bitch. That if you didn't baby it so much, you would be fine. You were completely able to snowboard without any issue. I didn't hear you complain about your Achilles tendon once.
Well,
But
Shuddy,
when you're sitting around
strong
being
words
a
coming from a man
sad
whose penis
sack,
is an innie. But
you can take all the shots you want at me, but popular opinion is you're being a baby.
well, I mean, come on. But what else is new? All I'm saying is, Shuddy, the Achilles tendon thing is when I'm sitting down and then I stand up. It like needs to warm up, kind of like old people in Florida. Like it's mostly a morning thing. Like when I wake up and step out of bed, it's like, oh, fuck. And I limp for about 5 minutes and then it's good. But it's got a growing titty on it. It's got like a little titty. And yeah, I mean, I was raised Irish Catholic, man. I can just I can fucking weather the storm and just sit and suffer silently, which I was prepared to do. I was just like, okay, I guess that hurts for the rest of my life. But then when I Googled it and saw that if you ignore it and it keeps getting worse, it could tear because it just keeps getting tighter and tighter and tighter until it just fucking snaps. And then surgery.
You are the
And I don't feel like fucking dealing with surgery.
you are the least I'll just sit through this pain motherfucker I've ever met.
Yeah,
You
I was just really saying, thinking we must have very different definitions of suffering in silence because I feel like we've been hearing about this since the second it
Well,
started.
you've got me on it. You've definitely got me on a technicality there. I'll say this:
Yeah.
if I didn't have a podcast where people really enjoy the Schadenfreude of my misery, I wouldn't be talking about it. Because I wake up in the morning, it's 5 minutes of like, fuck, I stubbed my toe, and then it's just back to normal until like if I sit down and watch a movie and then I stand up, then again about 2 more minutes of walking before it goes away. But people just fucking despise me, and anytime something bad is going on in my life, they're like, oh fuck yeah, and they're just like jacking it, listening to my misfortune.
I play these back and masturbate sometimes.
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about.
Guess what?
So does
Lots of people hate
Carl.
me, and my life is fucking terrible. So just get those boners ready and start stroking. Things are bad. Things are real bad.
It's always going a little worse than the week before.
Yep.
So does Carl not know about your Achilles, but the internet does?
Well, no, she knows.
Or is she aware?
When I put the brace on and fucking wrap an ice pack around it.
Damn, how often are you icing and elevating,
Yeah, like
ricing?
twice a day, about twice a day. It's fine. I just did. Remember that sleep study thing? Because my doctor doesn't believe me that I don't have sleep apnea. So they sent me.
You did it?
I did it. I did it last night. So they actually I could show you the little fucking Game Boy they sent. I got this thing. So you put this on like a watch.
Okay.
And it's got like a little doinker on the front. And then
what do you mean by a little doinker?
There's like you can't see it, but there's like a glowing light right here.
Oh, okay.
And then I have to finger blast this thing seductively.
So wait, you went from going through pain and suffering in silence, literally not being able to sleep without getting your pain and suffering monitored. Like you can't even do that silently.
No, this whole thing is because my doctor doesn't want to finger my ass, which I totally get.
Oh, in that case,
like, I wake up multiple times a night to go piss, and I usually don't wake up in the morning feeling refreshed at all, and I'm tired all day. And she's like, well, some of that could be an enlarged prostate, but then I would have to stick my finger in your butthole. So let's just assume you have sleep apnea. And I was like, but I don't. And she's like, well, maybe you do. And I was like, well, my girlfriend is an incredibly light sleeper. Like just me getting out of bed to go take a piss, and she wakes up the second I turn. So if I'm snoring, sleep apnea snores, she's not fucking sleeping through that. There's no fucking way. But no, I had to wear this thing.
Did she say something like not all sleep apnea has loud snores?
I don't even think she
or did she just like hold the line and not want to finger your ass?
I don't think she was listening to me at all.
Me and Shuddy were joking about that call you had to make. Was you giving yourself a self prostate exam?
Oh, that's why Shuddy asked me about fisting my own ass.
Yeah, because I said something about, do you think Kevin's fingering his butthole? And Geoff's like, oh, do you think he just took his phone, looked at his phone, and took it with him as a way to throw us off, off the trail? And I said, maybe he looked down and saw a reminder from before that he forgot to finger his butthole before we recorded, and he had to go take care of it before we could start. That's what
Yeah, it's like one of those self-reminders, like when Pam gives Michael in the office, like she just draws him like a picture on a post-it whenever he's in a meeting, and he's like, "Oh, all right, I will call him right now."
Yeah, it's just a hot dog saying, "Hiya, buddy."
Yeah.
This is a
Ooh,
very
all right.
client.
I will get on this right now. Excuse me, I gotta take this.
Yeah. You think doctors
And it is
check their
possible
own
to have sleep
prostates?
apnea without snoring.
Hmm.
Thank God someone got to the
Knows?
bottom of that.
Maybe I
At
got it.
least someone was listening to our problems here, Kevin.
Do you think doctors can check their own prostates, or is it like how you can't tickle yourself?
I mean,
It's like giving yourself anesthesia. I don't think you can do that. No.
the 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 flexibility required, I feel like, to get all the way in there to fully
Look, I don't want to
examine
be
your own
obscene right now,
prostate
Shuddy.
is what?
I don't want to be obscene right now, Shuddy, but watch this. Okay, look, here's me bending over, and here's my butt, and here's my
Yeah.
finger.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
but can you
maybe I
get
just
it
have
to
a
where but
I have
can
a
you
long
get it
wingspan.
can you
And a
get
giant
it to
asshole.
where you actually can do a proper examination on your prostate? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, Shuddy Boy, since you're constantly getting finger blasted, why don't you show us the technique in the air? You
Why
don't
are
have to
you
do it on your
coming
own
at
muscle.
me today?
See, typical Shuddy Boy takes a trillion shots at me. I ask him to demonstrate something. What the fuck? Why am I a victim? Where?
You
God damn
came
it.
in firing at me the second you sat down, just about.
Okay,
I'm
Shuddy.
just
All right, Shuddy.
fighting defensively right now.
We can talk about
Yeah, what are we allowed to
one of
talk?
the coolest things I've done in years. You guys want to discuss that?
Sure.
Went to the pop out at the forum. The
I
Ken
am
and friends. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm so glad that you went because I would have had FOMO for you had you not gone. After I saw that Euphoria opening, I was like, I hope that Geoff did pull the trigger after we had that conversation yesterday because I'd kill myself if I had the opportunity to go and didn't.
Yeah, I would have caused some emotional damage, mental damage, but I was able to make it work. Shout out to my lady for helping me out. The tickets now, 2 days beforehand, the tickets got up to $550 for one. And I was like, it's not, I just can't do it. Like I could, but I didn't want it, not for that price.
What was the
And I
face
held
value?
up. That's a good question. I think for where I sat, it was around $200. I think.
Woo. Man,
What I don't know. Based on what I saw, and based on it being L.A. and Kendrick Lamar, all of this we'll get into a little in further detail. I think that face value is a fair price, but on the resale, going for 550, 120 of which are fucking processing fees.
yeah,
I was like, I
that was my next question. Like, if you had bought the OG ticket before scalpers worked their mojo on it, like, is that you go see Kendrick Lamar and $200 is gone from your bank account, or you put a $200 ticket into your cart and it transforms into like a $380 ticket?
I would assume because I ended up paying 350, 260 of it was the ticket, and then 90 of it was the StubHub fee or whatever, the StubHub tax. I think that's where I got it, or SeatGeek, one of those two.
Man, it's
So
literally it's nuts that how that is allowed to be a thing.
I was just when we were talking about this on the Patreon last week, I just scalping used to be illegal, right? Like what changed that that's not an issue anymore?
Because now the rich people are doing the scalping.
yeah, I think it might have been like Live Nation or Ticketmaster successfully lobbying would be my guess, not knowing any information.
Because I
I don't know.
I listen to a lot of obscure music, and I just bought tickets for this band 200 stab wounds, who's not, the most
Yes.
known.
Yes.
Damn it! I should have left. I had that on the list for the fucking game, the Geoff Metal band name game, and I blew that one. But I saw they just announced they're doing a tour. They're making an LA stop. Go to the website, $20 tickets. And I'm like, all right. Luckily, that's one of the better things about listening to obscure music. No one's trying to grab my ankles and shake the last bit of fucking change out of my pocket if I want to see somebody live. And then it jumped up to $28.50. And again, at $8.50 is nothing compared to the extra you paid, Geoff. But it's still like, if you look at the percentages, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's almost 50% of a $20 ticket.
And the justification in the checkout was like ticket fee. It's like, isn't the fucking ticket the ticket fee?
Yeah, it's horseshit, and it's probably going to get worse. I mean, depending on the next election, because one of the few, no, I don't want to say it like this, but Clay Travis, the founder of the website I write for, made a pretty good point talking about, it was about sports betting and how, depending on the new presidency, there's going to be a lot of mergers from these sports betting accounts. And I know, sports books, excuse me. And I know DC or Congress have been trying to break up the Live Nation monopoly, and they're kind of like fighting over that because that needs to be broken up.
The Live Nation thing is ridiculous.
Yeah. Fucking sucks. I mean, that's a
They
big
sell
reason
the
for these
tickets,
fees.
they own the venues, they sell the concessions, they get a piece of the merch. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. But anyway, so I paid ultimately when the tickets dropped from $550 to $350, I was able to make it work. I was going back and forth with you guys on the podcast, on my friends and my girlfriend. And then once it dropped down to $350, I was like, I think I should go, shouldn't I? And she just like Apple paid me half of the ticket. She's like, here's a gift. I know you want to go, and like, here, just use this. And I was like, I felt weird about it at first, but I was like, fuck it. This is like a wonderful gift. Thank you so much. Like, I'm down. Thank you. So that, like, at that point, I was like, all right, 100%. And I was probably closer to 95% because I knew it was going to be an epic show, and my buddy Ozza was going to go, and it was going to be a lot of fun. Me and him both love hip hop. So, but that little motivation, financial motivation, helped me pull the trigger. And also, I held out hope, and I was happy that I checked the day before, because my buddy Ozza bought a single ticket. He went by himself, or bought for himself. And I was looking for a single ticket as well. And I was just hoping that like single tickets day of, the prices might fall, because no one wants to go to a show, a movie or whatever by themselves. They're always shopping for two. So it's harder. This is my logic. It's harder to get rid of one ticket the day before if you still have it. So that's kind of what happened. It went from $550 higher up in the section I was looking to 4 rows back in that section at $200 less the day before. So that was fucking sick.
And I had told you that I didn't think they were gonna drop, so I was surprised. But that logic makes total sense. Getting rid of a single is a lot more difficult than
because no one wants to go to one of these things by themselves. They want to go with a date or whatever. So
did you
the logic, no, I went with my buddy Ozza. We sat, I was row 4, seat 9, and he was row 2, seat 1, or seat
in
2,
the same
whatever.
section.
Same section, yeah. I bought the same section. I got as close as him as I could, but I sat in the seat next to him until the other people came, which was like right before the Kendrick show. Before Kendrick went on, there was just a bunch of LA artists. There was 3 sets. The first was this guy, DJ Head, who brought up a bunch of LA acts that frankly I've never even heard of. The second one was DJ Mustard, who did the Not Like Us beat and has done a lot of beats for Kendrick and TDE. And he brought up a bunch of like well-known LA acts like YG, Tyler the Creator, Steve Lacy, who I actually never heard of before the other night. Roddy Ricch, who has one song that I've heard, but whatever, that was pretty good. And then Kendrick came on. He was the third part of the show, and I think he went like 80 minutes or 90 minutes. So either way, it was like I didn't really feel as though I needed to sit next to my buddy for the show. I mean, how much talking are we going to be doing? We're just going to be vibing out. So, like, was it a big deal that I couldn't sit next to him? It wasn't. And we went, obviously we carpooled to the concert, got food after, hung out the whole time. It was just, we just sat apart for the show itself. But it was fucking sick. It was fucking sick. I want to say it's the second best rap concert I've ever been to, and the first is like kind of untouchable. I went to Jay-Z and Friends in 2007, and that's when Jay-Z squashed the beef with Nas, and Nas came out on stage, and like pretty much everyone actually outside of the West Coast people who mattered in hip hop like performed at the Jay-Z and Friends show, and it was like fucking nuts. It was crazy the acts we saw, like Kanye after two albums, whatever. I know we're not Kanye fans, but the Locks, like just a bunch of great acts, and Jay Z.
I would say we're if we're talking his music and those early albums, two out of the three of us are fans.
Fair enough.
But more recent stuff, I would say all three of us are not. And recent behavior.
I was
especially.
never a Kanye fan until he started putting out gospel music, and then I was like, "Ooh, now that is my jam."
Yeah, dude. His antics and latest albums haven't been great, but his first four or five are just fucking sick. So either way, this is probably the second best rap show I've ever been to. And my buddy made this point when we were driving up. He's a big Los Angeles Clippers, formerly San Diego Charger fan, now Los Angeles Chargers. And Kevin, you don't know this, Shuddy, you do, but like his teams have never won a title. He's never seen his teams win a title. And he made the point when we're driving up, he's like, this feels like a championship parade. Like we're going to celebrate a title and that's frankly what it turned out to be. And even like the squarest of news media outlets reported it like that. Like the AP News called it Kendrick Lamar's victory lap because it was essentially him coming back from the battle versus Drake victorious and like hanging a banner in LA. It was fucking dope. And
it was grave tap dancing for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. One guy made a reference how it was like essentially Kendrick throwing the ball up 35 in the fourth quarter. Like he's just like stat padding. He played Not Like Us 5 times and he could have played it 10 and it would have been fucking sick.
Wait, he repeated the same song in one
5
concert?
times in a row at the end of the concert, just back to back to back to back.
Huh.
Well, he stopped like 3 or 4 times on the A minor part. Have you heard the song at all, Kevin? Have you heard Not Like Us?
No.
Jeez, you're missing out. It's one of the more legendary diss tracks ever because he completely fucking owns Drake and he made a significant dent in Drake's legacy with this one. I mean, Drake's going to make popular music again. He's not going to be completely dead, but he wore him out. And he accuses Drake of being a pedophile.
Yeah.
And like the line is like, I'm going to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. And like, he just holds the R and then like the crowd picks it up. And he did that a couple times before finishing the song. But in between playing the song, he brought up like all these people on stage, all these LA people, a lot of which are probably like gang members, which is fucking crazy. And it like just kind of goes into, it's like more of an example of just like how powerful and how awesome like Kendrick Lamar is. Like he was able to effectively unify the West in a concert and like put on a hell of a show, no problems. Like he performed his ass off, and it was just like an epic moment for LA. And like it honestly felt like kind of the crowning of a new king in the sense that where I know it sounds ridiculous, but like since Kobe died, I don't know. Like it feels like Kendrick Lamar is the new king of LA, and he kind of picked it up at this concert from like in memory of Kobe almost, if that makes any sense. I
I don't
think
know.
he's probably the most.
I still think Steve Gutenberg is the king of LA. I
That
have
was
yet
off
to
the top of
see.
your gay ass jokes.
I have yet to see anything Kendrick Lamar do that will snatch the crown from atop his head.
Fair enough. I don't have much to respond to that, so I'm just going to talk through it.
Yeah. How many Police Academy movies has Kendrick Lamar been in?
I don't know how many. I mean, how many platinum? How many times has Gutenberg won platinum?
I believe
It's apples and
4.
oranges, I guess. But if we're scaling success in each other's industry, I feel confident in my analogy, and less so in yours. And another cool thing, this is not for anything else, is just another random thing that I noticed and other people ended up noticing the next day on the internet. But there was a bunch of basketball players there, and LeBron James was one of them. He's a big Kendrick fan, but he had to be in general admission with the rest of the non-LA guys because everyone on the stage, including a few basketball players, were all LA, like from LA. And it was just like another sign of like how powerful Kendrick Lamar was. Is like he either specifically told LeBron he couldn't get on stage or LeBron knew. And either way, like LeBron James is in general admissions with the peasants because he's not from LA. It was like a pretty fucking sick flex, I thought. But
This is one of those things where it's just like, you know what? I take your word for it, Geoff.
I mean, you know who LeBron James is, right?
I do. Yeah.
Like, there isn't many places LeBron James could go to and be like, no, you're good here. Like, they're not stopping LeBron James at the door anywhere, right? Like, if he went to the White House, like, hey, I want to come in, they're like, yeah, okay. But, like, he wasn't getting on stage because he wasn't an LA resident or wasn't from LA. I just think that it goes in with the theme of the whole show, but I just thought it was cool that he was able to, like, pull LA rank on LeBron. This motherfucker won a title with the Lakers, and he's still not able to go on stage.
As the king of Long Beach, you should have like rushed the barricade.
I wanted to get up, but I mean, I'm not. It's like a fucking Italian mafia thing. I can't trace my family back to LA, so I couldn't be up there either. You know?
You don't get it. I've lived in Long Beach for a very long time.
Pay taxes.
I eat a lot of Korean fusion burritos.
Yeah, Haza couldn't even get up there, and he's a fucking homeowner out here. So I don't know.
He actually owns property.
Yeah, he's lived out here his whole
He's
life.
of Southern California.
Yeah, he still had no chance. So he also, I mean, he's not gang affiliated, and that outside of being in the NBA, he looked like kind of like a big prerequisite to getting on stage. But fucking sick. It was cool. Like, I thought it was going to be as sick as it was. Like, that's why I was, like, hyping up as much as I was. And it was crazy, like, how much, like, response that I got on Instagram from Puminati and friends. Like, holy shit, man, you fucking made it. Like, you actually went. Like, that's awesome. And because I didn't even know until I was driving up there that it was streaming on Amazon Prime. Like, Ozzy told me that. I was like, yeah, it's going to be on Amazon. I was like, oh, shit. He's like, what do you know about, like, do you know about the set, like, the 2 sets or the 3 sets? Like, who's going to be up there? And I was like, I literally have nothing. I just saw Kendrick was going to perform, and I bought the tickets, and here we are.
Are you bummed out? Would you have saved the money and watched on Amazon Prime?
Absolutely not. No.
Freebie with commercials?
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Freebie with commercials. No, dude, it was like it's sick. It's sick because it's expensive to live out here. And it's tough to live out here. And doing shit like that is a reminder of why I moved out here, 12 years ago, close to 13 years ago at this point. Yeah. It's just like, somehow there was fucking no traffic there or back up to the Forum in the middle of the day. They did the show from 7 to...
Because you went on Juneteenth.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a national holiday, but still, like,
Yeah, because I was traveling that day, and there was no traffic getting to the airport, so
Yeah,
it was a good
maybe
day to
LA
have it.
goes harder for Juneteenth than other cities,
Well,
but like
because it's a federal holiday now. A lot of businesses are closed.
Yeah,
I understand, but it's just like the concert's from 4 to 7. We went up there like 2:30, left. We got a burrito around the farm afterwards, so left at 8. But like driving through LA Wednesday, granted holiday, and there not being much traffic is just it's kind of unheard of. So the point that I was making is though being able to drive to this event that was streaming worldwide that everyone was talking about the next day for 45 minutes and then driving back 45 minutes, just it's fucking sick, and it's just like a reminder of like how awesome LA can be.
yeah. Because I get that a lot too on the East Coast. Like, oh, what's it like with living amongst homeless people and paying $10 million a month for rent? You don't even get straws. It's like, oh my God, we get fucking straws. You can get them anywhere. You just gotta ask.
And
Everybody
I
will
like
give you a
that
straw.
the people, it's New Jersey people throwing that shade when New Jersey is not a fucking cheap state to live in either.
Yeah,
Like,
how's paying $20,000 in taxes a year on your house? That's a $250,000 house.
yeah, like it's all relative. Like that's the pot calling the
Yeah.
kettle black for sure.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
we have our different things. Like when I'm listing the things of like why I love living in LA and like the cool things that you get to do just from being an LA resident. Most of my stuff is movie themed, or I guess probably theme park themed. But
Mine's a lot of sports.
yeah, I
so.
mean, if you're into sports, if you're into music, if you're into film, always cool shit going on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fair criticisms of LA, and it's not for everyone. It can be a fucking grind. And when LA is not going well for you, it can suck ass. I mean, me and you can speak to that, Kevin. So
Oh
just
yeah.
just being reminded of how cool it can be. It was I don't know. It was awesome. So I wouldn't, even though I could have seen it for free at the comfort of my own home, I would have chosen what I did 10 times out of 10. Like
Nice.
no regrets. It was fucking sick.
The big thing I wanted to ask you about, I know Kendrick was a huge moment that you'll likely remember for the rest of your life, but I saw that you tried a Taco Bell Cheez-It Crunch treat,
Yeah, I think the day before.
and that's really what I'm curious about, because I did watch your snack attack, and it seemed like you weren't a big fan, and I know Crunchits are very high on your snack pyramid.
Cheez-Its. But yeah.
Did I say Crunchit? My bad.
Yeah.
I have a head injury. I was surprised. I know you're not the biggest Taco Bell fan, but every time I eat Taco Bell, which is once every couple of years, I do enjoy it. I'm like, man, that is fucking good. I know I'm eating ground up worm meat, but whatever they season it with, it's getting the job done. But that did not win you over.
No, it felt like the cheese it disintegrated within I kept calling it a fucking gordita, but it was a Crunch Wrap Supreme. And I was going to make a note of it in like the description field. Like I made a couple of like just errors throughout the video, but
Well, that's all right. I did an episode on Starship Troopers last week for the movie Patreon, and I'm pretty sure I called it Super Troopers like 10 times.
okay.
Both
All
great
right, cool.
films.
Well,
Both great films. But
yeah.
Why
But
does
if you're
it
going
cross?
to see one and then the other shows up, it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
I'm still
I
happy.
agree with your assessment, Geoff.
It was a little
That-
underwhelming, right?
No, I mean,
Oh, excuse me.
I like both of them, but the tostada is better
Okay.
because you can taste the Cheez-It a lot more.
Did you get
Right,
the
it's
tostada?
I
You're
ate
asking-
both. Oh, who are you asking?
Geoff.
Oh,
Because
I ate both on camera. I
okay.
graded them both. The tostada did get a higher score.
I'm not terribly familiar with all the different items at Taco Bell, so I remember you tried the new Cheez-It things. I just didn't remember which variations you got. I was with Shuddy when he tried his.
no, no. That was my second time having them.
Oh, and you
That's what got me.
you were
That was
pumped.
why I stopped at Taco Bell. I was like, oh shit, I can get those. And yeah, that was the most pre-snowboarding meal I could have had. Taco Bell and Baja Blast.
Like snowboarding PEDs right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably shredded, huh?
You're just sailing down the slopes like a fully loaded diarrhea whoopee cushion. One bad
Fucking
fall.
Barry Bonds out there on the in the freezer snowboarding.
Nitro ass boosters.
Yeah, because I got to see Shuddy enjoy his, and it seemed to be a big hit. So I was very surprised when you didn't like yours. But it was too
Well,
too mushy and diarrhea-y.
You went with him to Taco Bell and didn't get anything?
It was a food court.
So yeah, we went because the snowboarding hill we went to was at the mall.
Yeah, right.
We went to the food court for lunch beforehand.
What did you get, Kevin? Just out of curiosity.
So I was actually kind of full. So I just got a
I
boba.
tell him I'm going to be there at 10 a.m. and I roll up, I knock on the door, and he answers it. Like, I'm waiting to get there to go get something to eat with him. My bad for not communicating that, but he opens the front door eating a bagel. I was like, he's like, are you hungry? I'm like, I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, because I figured, we made our reservations for like 1, I think. And then Shuddy was like, I'm going to be getting there at 10 a.m. I'm like, oh, geez, early riser. So I just assumed if you're getting up that early, you probably just woke up, had breakfast, hit the road, or maybe stopped at a Wawa or a Sheetz on the way. By the way, very exciting East Coast news. Wawa is now fringing on Quick Check territory, and my visits back to Jersey are about to get a lot radder. Because God damn it, do I love Wawa.
I don't quick check. What do you mean?
It used to be
Quick
split.
Check is a regional convenience store chain in New Jersey, like Wawa.
Yeah,
Does it have
there
like
used to
treats
be-
and stuff like that too?
They're very similar, but it used to be like a line. Like once you got north of a certain amplitude, you're in Quick Check territory. And if you went south enough or into PA, you're in Wawa land.
It's like gang territory. It's like Long Beach is for the
Wawa
Crips.
Yeah.
started in the Philadelphia suburbs, so it's spread out to up my way and a little out west. And South Jersey is, Philadelphia light. So Wawa was down there, and then Quick Check was Central and North Jersey.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Kevin? Quick check.
And then if you
No,
go
no, I
west,
just wanted
there's
to know-
Sheetz.
I just wanted to know if you got diarrhea.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've been pooping liquid a lot lately. I think I undercooked some chicken the other day, but it had nothing to do with Taco Bell. Taco Bell, my poop experience was fine, which is
Was
very
normal.
which is abnormal for post Taco Bell, frankly.
You're just fighting off a little bit of salmonella.
Yeah, actually, I had to bleed salmonella out of my asshole, so I did that for 48 hours. But dude, speaking of which, I shit twice at the gym post workout. That's how bad I had to shit. Like I couldn't leave the gym without pooping. I got into my car in the parking lot. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go again. I was like holding on to like the steering wheel, like trying to fight it because like I don't want to. I'm all sweaty from my fucking gross workout. I'm such a fat, sweaty bastard. Like gripping the fucking steering wheel, just trying to like make the poop go away so I can drive home and shit in the comfort of my own bathroom. And I couldn't do it. I was like, this would be a reckless gamble for me to drive home like this. I am going, and At best, I shit my pants. At worst, I crashed my car and shit my pants.
Whoa!
So I went back into the gym, and they did the thing where no, you don't have to scan. We just saw you leave.
I was going to ask if you had to scan in again and go through the sign-in process.
I was like kind of running through, and I was like gonna just scan it real quick, and like no, it's okay. And I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, thank you.
Did like a fucking, I don't even know what to call, almost like a fucking turtle, like a penguin sprint to the fucking bathroom, trying to like
penguin run with your butt cheeks clenched.
Yeah, like I was.
I wonder if they see that a lot, and that's why they were just like, "You're good. You don't have to stop."
No, I don't think so. I mean, no one goes to the gym to shit.
Well, I think there is a correlation between working out and pooping. Like I sometimes have to poop after the exercise bike, and I just imagined it's like
Chalk something loose.
Yeah, it's like when back in the day when you pack a cigarettes. It's like the exercise bike is essentially I'm the pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, maybe it was basketball for me.
According to Uncle Google, it's normal to have diarrhea after a workout, especially for runners, endurance athletes, and people who exercise intensely.
Yeah, I mean, Robin Quivers famously shit her pants while out in a jog in L.A. And some guy saw all the poop oozing out of her pants and hosed her down.
Dude, one of my coworkers shit himself at the gym when he was there with his wife, and he like texted me as it happened. And I was like, "This is awesome."
It says exercising for long periods can do it too.
I did play full court basketball, like 3 games, and lifted weights and did like a weightlifting session. So it was a sick workout. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, you shook out a lot of poo poo.
I do think it was a good part of it was based on the chicken that I made undercooked the day before. But Cheech, I don't think had as vicious of a poop issue as I did. So maybe it was just my vigorous workout.
Did Cheech have a poop issue? Is it a combination of the two situations? Just like draw a Venn diagram, like you've got salmonella poops over here, and then you've got gym poops here, and you just got caught in that unfortunate overlap.
Yeah, it's just me standing there in that fuck where the circles connect. Yeah. I didn't ask him. I don't know why. I should ask him. Maybe he did have some.
Normally, when you think you have food poisoning like that, you do ask somebody else who ate the same thing. Be like, "Hey, did you get sick?"
That I cooked?
And then they'll be like, "No," and then you're like, "Oh, okay, it wasn't food poisoning."
No, I didn't. I didn't think to ask him. It's like, oh wow, that sucked. But
man,
yeah, that's pretty much the latest to me. I had all the big milestones in my past week.
Well,
just shitting and seeing Kendrick.
Shuddy and I did go and hit the indoor slope. We took it for a test drive.
I don't want to speak for you and Eskin, but it was a pretty rad time.
Oh, it was magnificent.
Fun was had.
I enjoyed myself immensely.
We
overstayed our welcome, and I would say I had a smile on my face the whole goddamn time. It was wonderful.
And by overstayed our welcome, he means probably we didn't even get in the doors without us fucking up things completely. They should have fucking turned us away right at the beginning. They should have just been like, you know what? We don't typically give refunds, but you guys take your money and get the fuck out of here. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, it was interesting when we went to check in. This girl that worked there just would not stop talking about how some famous person was coming, and she's like, "Oh, you picked a great day to book a reservation. You guys are gonna flip out."
Yeah, I can't tell you who it is, but keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna be epic.
And I was like, "It's Adam Sandler, isn't it?" And she's like, "Oh, not that epic." I'm like, "What?" Okay, then you are.
It's Maury Povich.
You know what though? I haven't checked Instagram recently.
Yeah, spoiler alert, jumping ahead, we never saw who the hell that lady was talking about. So I mean,
There wasn't even anybody that had a crowd with them or an entourage of any kind. Like
yeah.
it was not noticeable.
As far as I know, the most famous person that went snowboarding that day was Shuddy Boy. But it was, you know,
Oh,
oh, did you solve the mystery?
yeah, it was. When was
It's probably
this?
some
Billie
snowboarder that we don't
Eilish.
even know about.
When the fuck was that?
Is anyone we
Who
could guess?
are you talking
It
to?
is, and if this really was when we were there,
It was Kendrick.
Kevin
We
would
could-
have been. We would have gotten thrown out. We would have gotten thrown out.
Oh,
We would have absolutely gotten thrown out.
because I would have made
Because it
fun of
is
the
somebody
person.
on Kevin's not like list.
Ah,
Jason Ellis.
No.
Drake.
Nope.
One of the Paul brothers.
We had just discussed someone that is tied to this person forever.
Oh,
Uh
I'm trying to Kanye, Kim Kardashian. I hate them. Wait, it was Kim Kardashian? Ugh.
Oh, really? That'd have been cool. I think she's hot, dude.
Why
I
would
can't
she...
tell when this post was from.
I can't believe that woman took one look at Yumi and Eskin and thought we would be excited about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, it's pretty random, huh?
I would have just like every time I hit a jump or something, I would have just gone Ray J as loud as possible and just see. Yeah, you're right, Shuddy Boy. I would have gotten kicked out. Man.
Oh no, that's never mind. That was in June of 2022.
Damn it, Shuddy Boy. We can't have fake news on this podcast. Our integrity
I'm
is in
sorry.
question.
I googled hashtag Big Snow thinking that would be what would, and there was no date on the reel.
Yeah, but it was interesting coming in from a heat wave and then going into this place that is kept at 28 degrees. Honestly, when we got in there and I took a look at the place, I was like, okay, it is going to take 20 seconds to go from top to bottom. It's a 2-minute lift to get to the top. I was just like, this very well could be boring. And it so was not. They split the slope. Half of it is just a slope. The other half has features. So little tabletops, little jumps, little lips. There's rails. There's those flat ledges. And Shuddy Boy, like a fucking G, was the first person to just keep hitting rails. And
by hitting rails, he means falling.
no,
Literally
Shuddy.
hitting them.
You fell a couple times. We all fell a couple times, but you instantly, the second we went on the other half with the terrain park, and by the way, once we hit that, we never went back to the other side. But Shuddy just went straight for that first flat ledge, and you landed it the first time.
Well, that first one is super easy. It was the second one that just kept fucking rocking me. It was so much fun. If it was Sharon and I would not have probably been so reckless in the terrain park.
I would
And
say
I'm not saying that I was reckless, but I probably wouldn't have been like, I would have taken a couple of those falls and I would have been like, it's probably just time to go back to what I know. But
is this your second season snowboarding or your first?
well, how do you
I mean, I guess technically
count where
this-
we are? We would be going into this winter would be my second season.
this winter that just ended.
No,
This one that's
this
about
winter coming up. So
Oh.
last winter was my first full season snowboarding.
So Shuddy, for that time frame, that was very impressive. Your skill level. I mean, it's one
Well,
thing to get control and just competently go from top to bottom without eating shit and just being in control the entire time and carving, but Shuddy's hitting ledges, little jumps, fucking triple tiered, like stared down ledge rails.
That's the one that that took me out many times, several times.
By the way, if you guys want to see, I did put together a tiny little packet. Oh shit! It already started playing. Shit! No, stop it. Okay.
Shuddy highlight
like-
reel?
I mean, it's kind of.
Are you in it?
Yeah, it's the both of us. I kind of just did like a quick cut of the three of us. Well, actually,
You
I
can
don't
share it.
I don't think there's any Eskin. But let's see. Okay, so this is Shuddy. I should probably drop the volume down a little
Here
bit.
comes Shuddy Boy.
So this is the triple tiered ledge thing. A little bit of a wipe out there, 180 on the butt. But
Shuddy. Oh, Shuddy. Oh, my goodness. Those people almost creamed me.
Was it like a full-on snowboarding experience? Like how close is this to going to like a
look at
mountain?
this. Watch Shuddy here.
Go, Shuddy! Woo!
That was impressive. Watch this bitch ass thing. I got 0 air. Pathetic. But this is the first time ever doing a board slide.
Now let's see. Where
There's-
is the Shuddy bastard?
So that's just like a view of it from the bottom. Not tall in the slightest.
Yeah, it was not outside of the setting, it would not be impressive.
No.
Like it's essentially a very mild bunny slope.
Yeah, there's
but-
no real incline or decline or whatever you want to call it.
The terrain park is decent. And so the thing that I could not wrap my head around is that when we got there little after 11-ish and started walking around, and there was nobody for the indoor skiing and snowboarding. And there was a line sneaking through the mall to get in the indoor water park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice out, right?
Yeah, but the water park is inside. So my thinking is you do the skiing and snowboarding during the summer, and then you go to the indoor water park when it's too cold to do that stuff.
I wonder if they're all a bunch of pussies like me who will roast if they spend 5 minutes under the natural sun. Because that is, you know, ever since I learned about all of the urine, it has put a bit of a damper on my enjoyment of water parks. And now that I'm a middle-aged man, I don't necessarily go to a lot of them. But anybody who's been to one, how fun is it to just fucking travel through a tube shooting around on water? It's delightful. I could easily spend an entire day at the mall by starting off with a couple hours doing big snow and then renting a locker and going to the fucking water park to relax and maybe get some warm water going over my sore muscles. Like,
I mean,
honestly,
that would have been the fucking move, is to go to Big Snow, go dump the snowboards off at the car, grab our swimsuits, and go to the fucking water park.
we have to do that.
Wow.
Action park.
Next time I'm back in Jersey, we have to find a day because, Shuddy, every time we've hung out since my mom moved back to Jersey, you always have to kind of dip out early. We have to plan ahead and find a day where you don't have any other responsibilities, where we can just actually live the American dream. We snowboard, we go in the water park, we dry off by riding in a couple of roller coasters, and the breeze will air dry us.
We do the trifecta.
Yeah, and then we do an exacta. Oh wait, no. What's the 4 one? A superfecta?
Yep.
By going to do the G.I. Joe laser tag experience and just slaughtering children. I mean, how does that sound like a bad time at all?
It doesn't sound like a bad time, but it sounds like a $600 trip to American Dream Mall.
Yeah, it's... I mean, okay, so the time that we went and we did the Ninja Turtle rides, that was like, what, $50?
It cost about as much as Big Snow, roughly $60 a person.
Okay, so $60 to go snowboarding for 2 hours. Ride a couple roller coasters. That's another 60. So that's $120. I don't know how much the GI Joe laser tag is, but
Well, it's not going to be $60. Well, let's see. American Dream, Hasbro,
because no
GI
bullshit,
Joe.
I will also challenge anybody that goes with us to a round of Angry Birds putt putt because that looks delightful. I'll even rent ice skates and go to the skating rink at American Dream, and I will race whoever wants. Start at one end of the rink, go as fast as possible, and crash into the wall.
Have you ever went, side note, have you ever went mini golfing out here? Because I haven't, and I've been looking for mini golf courses, just expecting that there would be a fuck ton of them, and they're not.
It's weird,
They're,
right?
It's very weird. Like, I can think of 3 within 10, 15-minute drive of where I grew up in upstate New York. And there's no way there's 3 inside of 45 minutes of where I'm driving. That includes traffic of where I live currently. And it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
If you've ever been to the Carolinas, there are as many mini golf courses as there are Starbucks. They're just, if you drive a half mile, you're passing like three mini golf courses, and they're fucking cool. They have so many big gimmicky things that I enjoy. Yeah. There is one kind of by me, Geoff, like a castle themed one.
I mean, I'd be down, but I got to hear what it's called because I looked and I couldn't find really anything. There's a few Yelp listings for like pop-up mini golf courses that you can like rent for like a party that you have or something. But I was shocked at how little there was for LA-based golf courses. And dude, when I go to Vegas for my birthday, Tiger Woods opened almost like you know what Topgolf is, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
I feel like you do, definitely. Sure, you know what Topgolf is, right?
Correct.
They have Tiger Woods open like a Topgolf, but for mini golf. And I think there's 2 or 3 courses and like there's bars. It's like a sports bar as well. They got, looks like bomb-ass food and like a couple sick mini golf courses. I want to check that out because mini golf is dope, but I don't know, just a tangent. I thought it was crazy how like hard it was to find a good mini golf course around here. So what the fuck?
Man, so I just got so caught up in just picturing a wonderful day spent from open to close at American Dream that I forgot about some of the other highlights of the snowboarding adventure. Which,
which do we go with first?
I was just struggling with that.
I guess we go with them in chronological order because then it makes my fuck up even more funny. Because there were some obvious. American Dream Mall is in East Rutherford next to that garbage dump called MetLife Stadium. So it's right across the river from New York City. So the draw is urbanites. So there was this group of people in front of us, all in head to toe rental gear, jackets, everything, and they did not know what they were doing at all and should not have been supervised or been unsupervised anywhere near a ski slope. And I was cracking jokes quite frequently, and then I got distracted by a dude tumbling over the barricade and almost got what would you call it? I got like spun around so I couldn't get on the lift, but
I could only explain
got into a state where I would have fallen off the ski lift.
I could only explain it from my vantage point, which was this was the most aggressive lift I've ever been on. A lot of times there's some sort of mechanism in the curve where it slows it down a little bit. This one was just like a kiosk, sweep the leg. So it fucking cut you off quick. It did not slow down at all when it hit you behind the knee. And it was really aggressive. So you had to put a little bit more thought into getting on the lift when the chair came around. So I'm looking behind me so I can firmly plant my ass down at the appropriate time. And then when I go back and face forward, some guy is in the fucking net, because they net off everything around the lift so people aren't crashing into it. I just see some guy tangled in it completely, and he's like falling, and I caught it at a split second too late because I initially thought he had just fucking fallen out of the chair and landed on it, but I think he just lost control and crashed into it. And I'm laughing so hard, and I look over to laugh with Shuddy, and I see Shuddy hanging onto the arm of the lift whilst still laughing hysterically. Shuddy is laughing with this massive smile on his face, but he's holding onto the outside of the lift getting dragged.
I'm not quite sure what to do, and then I have to scamper back to get taken out by the next chair so I can get up the mountain.
I don't know how Shuddy was sitting next to me, and then all of a sudden he's on the outside of the chair holding onto it for dear life getting pulled. But I was laughing so hard at that guy, and then I look over at Shuddy, and I'm laughing so hard at him that I can't catch my fucking breath. Then we just get swept away, and I look back, and Shuddy's like, "Help me!"
Honestly, what I think the most shocking thing to me was, so the way the terrain park slope came down, you had to turn away from the lift to go down a little chute. And the guy didn't turn, tried to slam on the brakes, but didn't stop himself. So he just literally tumbled over into the lift area. And part of me assumed that meant they would hit the emergency stop on the lift and get that situation squared away before he possibly got hurt by 3 idiots on the ski lift. And they were so worried about us putting the fucking overhead bar down, but did not stop the ski lift for this.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Every time.
Oh yeah, this old fart
the bar down
just kept going on over the intercom yelling at us.
And did that happen before your wipeout at the top?
I think it
was
did.
That first?
No. That happened beforehand. So it also at the top had a very aggressive hill that your chairlift went to, so you really had to get your tips up.
So the way I'm figuring this, how low and aggressive that lift was and how low it was up top.
Shuddy, is your mic wobbling? I keep hearing a wobbling mic.
Oh, I keep kicking because I'm sitting up higher than normal. I keep kicking the.
Oh, okay.
While I'm tapping my feet. I apologize. Is that they get a lot more families with small children than a normal mountain would, so the lifts are lower because it was really aggressive, how much you had to get your legs up to stand up and get off the lift.
Not only that, but like I mentioned, it's an aggressive lift. It would sweep the leg at the bottom, and it would not slow down at the top. So you really had to rush to get off that thing, and it had a steeper hill to take you away from it than most mountains that I've been on. So
and a shorter runway to turn off of that steep hill.
So this I never ride with the bar down on the lift, and this fucking old chucklehead would not stop yelling at us to put the goddamn bar down. So I'm just used to not having to worry about that. So we get to the top, and we're like, oh shit, the bar is still down. We get the bar up, and my legs kind of went like this, as we were going over the lift, it caught the edge of my board and dragged it and pulled me. So I kind of face planted off the lift because my board caught, and then I was just like, oh no, I'm about to get run over. So I really quick baby crawled on my elbows and knees to shimmy away so it didn't smack me. And Shuddy's laughing so hard that he ate shit the hardest of the fucking day.
I was coming down and I turned around and was like, laughing my ass off, like basically pointing and jeering at him. And I caught heel edge on the snowboard and whipped myself back and hit my head. Like it was.
Yeah, it was very fun. And I will say we if it wasn't such a like mellow terrain park, I don't think any of us would have been as froggy as we were by like exceeding our skill limit. But I
Well,
think
we
we did
definitely
okay.
there were more challenging features in the terrain park that we all steered clear of.
Oh yeah, there were some nasty motherfuckers there cuz like you kind of wonder, okay, who goes to an indoor slope that's very tiny? It's like I guess if you're just a junkie and you really miss the slopes during the summer, you'll go there for an afternoon, maybe so you don't get rusty. But I heard that like Shaun White has gone there and practiced and stuff, and the skill level of some of the other people there, like those first timers, they just ate shit the entire time. Like you said, they had
Like
no
so
business.
bad, like we watched them coming down while we were on the lift once, falling and skis flying off.
Yeah, there were a couple of yard sales, but then there were also these fucking guys that would like bend up on the back end of their board and do like ballerina twirlies and go on a rail and do 4 different grinds before hopping off. And they had a little center strip that had moguls. And this fucking guy starts bombing the terrain park, hits a mogul, and leaps over the fence to land on the slope side with no features. I was like, shit, okay, I guess this place
You went
really is
OB?
for any skill level. So I don't know. We kind of didn't know what to expect, but I walked away from it being like, that is very fun. I think American Dream might be one of my favorite places on earth. And I miss it. I want to go back.
I have been casually considering buying a 6 visit pass to Big Snow.
It's not a bad way to keep busy during the summer.
Because then it
Yeah,
becomes it's $40 a visit, which makes it more palatable. And
yeah,
just
you're
to go
paying Kendrick prices.
snowboarding for a couple of hours and being done, it is not a bad thing to do. But uh when we were there, I talked to Eskin because he helps out with Warrior Strong, which is a nonprofit that our friend Rob is chairman of. Roberto.
I have you guys
Kevin's it's not saying
I,
anything.
have you
You are
guys
I agree.
you are aware of what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you just look like you're staring blankly at me.
Well, I thought you were going somewhere with it.
What were you gonna? I am. What were you gonna ask, Geoff? Sorry.
I missed who Eskin was. Did you guys talk about him?
Oh,
Well, I don't
yeah,
know. Who is
Eskin.
that?
He's one of my buddies that I met like when I was going to Bing Boing school. That was when my mom met my stepdad, and they got married really quick. So when I graduated, I came home to like a different house. So, all of a sudden
Is he
I'm
your stepbrother? Is that what you're saying?
no. But like
No, he's
I just ended up in this town where I didn't know anybody. I didn't go to school there. I had no friends. So when I started working at McDonald's, that was kind of that was the only way I made friends in the area. So Eskin was in that whole group that I met when I was like 19 and been
Got it.
yeah, partying with him for a long time. He used to do like stunts with us in the old stunt days. Like
sorry. I
you
felt like we had talked about him at points before that I just assumed.
if you dig deep into my Instagram, you'll find like this section of stunt videos that like when I stumbled upon all these old tapes, I digitized them and put like little compilations up on Instagram. And there was one where at my mom's place in Jersey, we all taped big inflated exercise balls to each other and did like running charge sumo wrestles or jousts, I guess. And yeah, he's in a couple of those videos. He was always down doing stupid shit.
Gotcha. My bad. Didn't mean to derail the story.
No, it's all good. Because I think I mentioned this on the show that I'm helping with the boxing gym I go to is a nonprofit, and they've asked me to help out with that. Is that ringing a bell? Have I not said
Yes.
that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because
We
I
talked
think I
about it.
made a joke about you joining the board and then trying to figure out how to make some money off of it.
Oh, yes. Yep. That is accurate. And so I talked to, so he hooked me up with Rob and gave me, I don't actually know why I brought that up other than to say that I have decided to fight Chris from the Two Clouded Minds show as a fundraiser for the boxing club.
Is this
Man,
going to be on
Killing
pay-per-view?
multiple birds at one stone.
What did you say, Kevin?
Is this going to be on pay-per-view?
So, there's some logistics and things that need to be worked out. This is going to take place sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas time. Because A, Rocky fought Drago on Christmas. And B, I want to give myself enough time to know what I'm doing before I beat him senseless.
Do you have any idea of how he's training?
So I know that he has done boxing training before because he's fought had three Ellis Mania fights.
Right. But he trained for them.
Yes.
Okay. This doesn't make you nervous at all.
No.
He's also a
Okay.
pretty tall gentleman.
It's got the reach.
He's a 6'5" fat ass.
Oh my
Is he
goodness!
fat? I thought he was skinny.
No, he's not. He's not fat, but his running weight is the same running weight as me, and he doesn't get. I asked him how light he's gotten when he has trained, and he's only gotten down to 185.
Okay.
So you're gonna
And
fight
my
at
starting
185?
point is 192. So I've got wiggle room of about 12 pounds that I can lose and it still be considered fair. Because they do not, the weight difference at i.e. Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago is heavily frowned upon.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, you don't want to give up 20 pounds, 25.
Yeah.
That'd be an ass whooping.
So I have to maintain my weight, which is already proving to be difficult.
just
Gotta
eat,
bulk up.
eat
Carb-
more
carb up.
Cheez-It gorditas.
Well, so the problem is I've cut out carbs because I need to do that to get rid of this. But I'm not eating enough protein to make my caloric intake greater than my
Dude,
burn.
just invest in a shit ton of Slim Jims. Beef jerky.
Yeah,
So-
buy like 18 Slim Jims and bunch them together like a bouquet, and just make a gym.
Yeah,
So
your
I
heart
started-
health will be fucked, but
balls
You wanna win or
out
not?
training on Thursday, and not mostly not by my choice, because when I brought it to the head coach at the gym, I thought there'd be some discussion involved, and
Shuddy, your mic is
him
still
trying-
fucked up. I don't know.
It's
I don't know if it's
me
like
fidgeting
lopsided.
again.
Oh,
It's me fidgeting again. And for some reason it clicks around with boobs. I haven't been able to figure it out. And he was like, "Do you have your gear with you?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "All right, strap up. You're getting in the ring. If you're going to fight, the best way to learn is to start sparring today."
How'd that go?
It went. It. I'm not ready for a fight right now. If I got in there with somebody who was
Was
trying
less of a pussy
to
than
do
Chris.
some damage,
Damage would have been done.
you know, it would not have been pretty. Like if I can throw punches, I can defend. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'm tentative in throwing my punches.
I'm not going to give too much away, but I am terrible.
I hear that's not good.
No. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told, that I need to stop being gun shy. So I've told them that he's 6'5" to my 5'7", and they are convinced they will have me turned into a killer within the next 5 months. And
Are you gonna sneak
I'm
some blades
excited.
into the ring?
What'd you say?
Are you gonna sneak some blades into the ring?
No, I'm just going to use these fucking weapons right here, you know?
Oh wow! You want tickets to the gun show?
Ow! Ow! Ow!
They're not registered yet, so we really shouldn't be flashing them around. I don't need to get arrested.
Yeah, good thing you're not doing that, Shuddy.
Patreon.
Oh, oops.
So yeah, the plan is, the hope is that we can live stream it.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it'll be on Freevee.
Listen, we all know that once Warner hears this, HBO Max is going to come knocking for the exclusive rights.
They're gonna get back into boxing, HBO boxing.
Yeah, they're going to be like, we have to compete with Netflix's Paul brother fight. So
Yeah.
you're the next best thing.
How many rounds is it?
To be determined. We haven't discussed that yet. We just have an agreement to fight.
Have you reached out to
Okay.
Mountain Dew about making your own Shuddy Boy energy drink?
You gotta kind of quit Mountain Dew, right?
I haven't had a soda in 5 days of any kind. This is
If you told
this
your
is all
trainers you were drinking Mountain Dew, they'd be fucking furious.
Yeah, now that you're 5 days sober off of Mountain Dew, do you have like one of those little coins? Like
No.
sobriety chips?
You going through withdrawal? You twitching?
So like Friday morning, Pete's texting me that I need to taste those 3 new Mountain Dew flavors. I'm like, you motherfucker. Today is day one. Day one of no soda. Like, are you fucking
Pete's your
kidding me?
Polly?
He's like, 7-Eleven also has an exclusive flavor now. It's pineapple upside down. I'm like, pineapple and cherry? What the fuck?
They're killing you, Shud. They're killing you out there. So wait, that means you haven't tried like the Mountain Dew MAGA Blast?
I have not had any of the 3 MAGA blasts. No.
God damn it. You don't even want this country to be great again, do you?
I was, as soon as you guys started calling them MAGA Blast, I was like, I don't know that I even want any part of them.
Look at these are them.
Freedom,
Freedom
Liberty.
Fusion, Liberty Brew, and what's the red one? The red one has one of those names too.
Oh, here's the this I thought I was going to Wikipedia. I'm going to mountaindew.fandom.
34 felonies. That's the other one.
Why won't this go away?
Freedom, Liberty, 34 felonies.
Star Speckled Splash.
Mountain Dew Capital Crush.
Mountain Dew, January 6th.
Look under the bottle cap to see if you won Stop the Steal.
if you have a portrait of Ashley Babbitt, you win.
Man, well, I mean,
So
how is the fiending going? How are you curing your Mountain Dew jonesing?
I'm doing fairly well. I had cut down.
My family doesn't want to be around me, but other than that, it's fine.
I had cut down to one soda with dinner, and that was all I was drinking anyway. So it's not that big of a change. It's not like the last time I slammed the brakes on when I went from drinking exclusively Mountain Dew to drinking no soda whatsoever.
Completely
Um,
unrelated, but I did stomp MJ and Miles to death.
the eating is the problem. The
Oh, I
the
know
uh
that.
the things that I crave when I'm stoned are not conducive to dieting.
Nope. That's why
Like
I cut out smoking weed entirely when I was training for my boxing match.
I was told I didn't have to do that.
It just made it
So,
easier for me to eat fucking disgusting bowls of slop instead of things that taste good.
so I have been eating good. I started eating better when I started training to lose, and wanting to lose weight in general. Um, but like cutting out, I hadn't cut out carbs, and that's the biggest challenge.
So when you go to
Growing
Taco
up,
Bell now and you get your crunch wrap, you have to go protein style and get it without the wrap.
Do
yeah.
they have do they have taco salads at Taco Bell? Well, I guess I'll look at it.
No, they don't, but they have like vegetarian options.
I Google Taco Bell healthy options and see what they turn around
Yeah, if you
or what
really want
they have.
diarrhea, get the vegan option
Jeff,
at
this
Taco
is
Bell.
going to anger you when you look at their healthy options menu. I mean, I haven't looked at it recently, but anytime I've had, it looks like complete shit.
Oh, ground up celery. What the fuck?
I
Like
got
a black bean.
a cantina chicken bowl.
All right,
That
that's
actually looks kind of good.
What's the Taco Bell thing? Because I know chalupas are kind of like a little bit of like a fried pita as the
so a
shell.
chalupa is a fried gordita.
Okay, and what's the one where it's two shells, and then there's like a layer of cheese sealing the two of them?
That
I
was the
thought that was a
cheesy gordita
gordita.
crunch.
A cheesy oh my goodness gracious. Okay, a cheesy gordita crunch. So the vegan version is probably like lettuce, and then they rub hummus on it, and then I don't know, fucking celery, and then they put the meat and crap
And
inside
black
that.
beans.
Shuddy, have you ever had the breakfast Crunch Wrap Supremes?
I have not.
No, me neither. I
If
think
I'm
that
thinking
Taco Bell near
breakfast,
me doesn't do. I don't think it does breakfast.
if I'm thinking breakfast, I'm going to, or fast food breakfast, I'm going to Wawa for a sizzly burrito.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, oh geez, we've been going for a while. Well, I guess real quick, don't necessarily need to spend too much time on this, but Carl and I did go see a movie yesterday.
Oh,
I'm hoping it's. I think I'm gonna go see a movie with my brothers tomorrow. I'm hoping this is what you're where you're gonna review the same one.
I doubt it. We saw Inside Out too.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the
the
new
Disney
Disney
is pick.
Pixar thing. I think it's
Would that get me fired? It would get me fired.
it
Wouldn't
might. You would have to not. You maybe give that review behind the paywall. But
Yeah,
there,
because it's about
gender
feelings.
neutral squirrels. Oh, we hate feelings at Outkick. Fair enough.
well, they do have characters of multiple races, so that might make them uncomfortable. But for you,
That's not
Geoff,
good.
there actually is a fighting chance you would enjoy it because almost the entirety of the movie takes place at hockey camp, and there's a lot of hockey scenes.
Okay,
You could maybe place some bets on that.
it's Pixar.
Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna go see. I'm going to see Bike Riders. I think tomorrow. Right?
Hmm.
Is that what it's called with
Yeah.
Austin Butler, who
Somehow,
doesn't look as a believable biker gang member, and Tom Hardy, who does. He absolutely looks like he belongs in a biker gang.
I have a feeling that might be a little art house. I have a feeling you are not going to enjoy it, and I haven't even seen
Yeah,
it.
I have a feeling I'm not going to enjoy it either. I just like that line of "you'd have to kill me to get this jacket off of me," because me, Cheech, and Bill are all getting bicycles or gonna ride around Long Beach, and I think
For when you rent,
I
In the
might look
cuts.
into I might look into getting us some biker jackets.
you should get biker jackets, and we can start a Lime scooter gang where we just rent
That'd be dope.
scooters, travel in a pack. We have like an MC patch, terrorize people.
Smoke cigarettes when we get indoors.
Yeah, smoking a cigarette and then flicking it in open windows of cars we pass. Just
Oh
real,
yeah,
real fucking degenerates.
just yeah, just fucking ruining the environment.
I have a feeling that's going to be
Ruining-
a micro penis for you. You actually might like Inside Out 2 more than Bike Riders.
Wait, you haven't seen Bike Riders, and you're that convinced it's probably gonna suck? Or
No,
how-
I just don't think it's your kind of movie, you know? I think it might have like a twinge of A24 to it. That's just the I saw somebody on my Facebook on Facebook who an industry person, and I'm surprised they gave a public critical review of something, but they were like, I haven't hated a movie in such a long time with how much I hated the Bike Riders.
And he's an opinion that you would respect mostly.
Not necessarily. I just judged him as the type of person, because I don't really even know him all that well, but he struck me as the type of person who would enjoy kind of art housey things. And I did see that Bike Riders is getting good reviews on the old letterbox D. So that usually is a good sign it is not something Geoff will enjoy. But I don't know. Every now and then you surprise us. I will say Inside Out 2, very cute, very charming. Yeah, it was good. It was solid. I'll suck 4 Inside Out dicks.
Well,
Wow, what a
it is based on a book by photographer Danny Lyon, whose picture on Wikipedia is him standing at a Bernie Sanders podium. So maybe don't broadcast that you're going to this movie, Geoff.
You're talking about Bike Riders. Wow, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're
it's
not
Inside Out
fucking
too.
with Bernie Bros.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that just about does it, friends. But don't forget, this weekend, twitch.tv/DomV311, MSPH Wrestling makes its grand return. Everything has been rebuilt from the ground floor up. It is on a newer installment of the WWE games. So
WWE 24.
Yeah.
24.
it's been a while since an MSPH Wrestling has moved between games, and Dominic had to completely rebuild the roster, all the new characters. We all had meetings and threw out ideas and discussed matches. So this one is going to be a blast. So, Shuddy, do you know the start time? It's usually, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8
5 p.m.
Eastern?
Pacific, 8 Eastern.
Yeah.
And if you are a Puminati Extreme Elite tier Patreon subscriber, there will be a Zoom link posted Saturday afternoon Eastern time for the festivities later that evening.
Yeah, so you can hang with us. I think Geoff might not be able to be there for a ton of it because it's also Cheech's birthday.
It's Bill's birthday.
Oh, it's Bill's.
Wrong brother.
But yeah, we'll be partying. You can shoot the shit with us, and we'll also be in the chat if you're not a Patreon member. And I think there's going to be some fun stuff. So check it out. And
It's going to be a good time.
we'll send some reminders out and all that. And if you would like to be a member of the Puminati Extreme Elite tier, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and sign up. Let's see, we're currently in Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition land. So if you're on the $5 tier, you get the bonus podcast we do every week and the Crafter Geoff episodes. And then the $10 tier has the video of the Patreon episodes that we do, and you can watch Geoff's snack attack on the new Taco Bell items. There's some exclusive footage of Shuddy and I snowboarding on there. There's the nerd holes. There's what the fuck did I just watch? There's 3 seasons of Queef or No Queef. There's supermarket queefs. There's so many queefs. There's some weird shit.
Yeah.
There's some weird shit.
New Crafter Geoff coming out this week.
Yeah. The competition finally starts, so this is a good time
Final
to get
20.
on board. Yeah. Soon to be followed by the final 19.
The first person out can say, at least I made it to the top 20.
Yeah. So check it out.
So thankful to have made it to the top 20.
Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
Geoff for Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. And if you want to hear Geoff betting on back alley slug races,
Outkick bets, yeah. We're going to be off for the next couple weeks. We'll probably pick it up in the first week of July. Well, thanks. Just subscribe and wait for the next podcast to hit your streams. Outkick bets with Geoff Clark. Probably pick up in the early part of July with NFL divisional previews. Definitely going to do one for the Open Championship, the final major of golf. But outside of that, just waiting for football to start.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
We are, in fact.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And if you would like to see this podcast instead of just listening to it, you can see the clips of Shuddy and I snowboarding and all that crap. YouTube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening. But until next time, woo! Something!